You know, we've all heard the saying, life is not measured by the number of breaths you take, but by the moments that take your breath away. Well, that's exactly what we experienced around each and every corner of Rock City Gardens atop Lookout Mountain, Georgia. From Fat Man Squeeze to Lover's Leap to Fairy Tale Caverns, this place is a must visit. Well, good morning. Here we are in Chattanooga, Tennessee at Rock City. I have passed barns that said Rock City on the top of the barn for many years, and we have finally made it. What do you think?
Pretty nice.
It's pretty, isn't it?
It's pretty.
Let's go check this out and see what all else we can find. Rock City Gardens sits high atop Lookout Mountain, Georgia, just a few miles from Chattanooga, Tennessee. These ancient rocks formations have attracted visitors for thousands of years. While most of the 3/4 mile trail has narrow paths and over 200 steps, parts of it are wheelchair and mobility cart friendly. During the time of our visit, Brenda was waiting for her knee replacement surgery, so she was scooting around as much as she could. With these things in mind, I wanted to show you the entire area so those of you who can't walk the trail or climb the steps can see exactly what it has to offer. We met up with some of our family from Louisiana and got an early start before the day started getting too hot. Everyone was thrilled to see a Starbucks at the entrance, and they all had to get a shot of energy to help them get started for the day. But for me, after all these years of wanting to come here, I was ready to go. We got our tickets and headed through the gift shop area to start on the trail. That's when I spotted something I had to have. I had to get a pressed penny for my collection. Beautiful Sea Rock City. At this point, Brenda and I followed the wheelchair or the ADA path while everyone else went through the main entrance. Then we met up a few minutes later down the trail. This is the main pathway that everybody not in wheelchairs or mobility carts take. I'll show you the ADA pathway a little bit later on in this video. I wanted to say thank you to my brother Brad for sharing this footage with me so I can share it with all of you. Now, no matter how hard we try to capture everything on camera, a camera just doesn't do this place justice. From the moment we started walking the trail, we noticed a different feeling in the air and in the environment around us. It was a spiritual feeling. If you've ever been here, did you notice that feeling, or was it just me? Let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear your thoughts. In 1924, Garnet Carter, along with his wife Frida, formed a new community known as Fairyland with plans to build a golf course for the area. But with construction taking longer than expected, he created what is recognized to be the nation's first miniature golf course. With his popularity, he decided to franchise the concept all over the United States. It was then that Frida took string and marked out a trail that wound its way through the rock formations, ending up at Lover's Leap Overlook. Garnet realized that his wife had created something people would pay to see, so they opened it up as a roadside attraction on May the 21st, 1932. To get people to visit, they had to come up with some kind of marketing strategy that would create enough curiosity to make people want to come by and see it. At this time, Clark Byers was hired to travel around painting the words Sea Rock City on the roof of barns in exchange for painting the barns. This way, everyone got something that they needed. These painted barn roofs could be seen as far north as Michigan and as far as Texas. This ingenious marketing technique soon made Rock City a nationally known tourist attraction. Today, over 500,000 tourists visit the property each and every year. One thing you want to do while you're visiting the property is always keep your eyes open for wildlife. You never know what you're going to see. We had to stop and watch this little chipmunk while he was playing on the rocks. Now look at here, little man found a rocking chair at the shelter rock and he had to give it a try and refresh for a minute or two. Well, it looks like that rocking chair worked because he's ready to go again. Now I wonder if he's saying he doesn't want to cross this sing-along swinging bridge, or is he just wanting to take everything in for a minute or two? Yep, looks like he just wanted to take it all in. What a brave little man he is. Now it's my turn. I can't let him think I'm too scared to do it too. Listen as I talk to myself, trying to keep my courage up while crossing it. I'm trying to talk myself into this. Okay, for any of y'all who have ever watched any of my videos, you know I don't like heights. But since I've got the Indiana Jones hat and the Indiana Jones bag today, I thought, I've got to do this. So far so good. If a dog can do it, I can do it. Reminds me of a song called Swingin'. That's a brave dog. Here we go. Hope there's no alligators in the bottom. Somebody cue up the Indiana Jones movie song. Now, somebody cue up Rocky song. I made it, I made it. Once we got across the bridge, our breath was taken away yet again at the views. This is incredible. This is where you get your first look at Lover's Leap and the huge waterfall underneath. All along the pathway, you'll find reader boards. Be sure to take a few minutes to read each one of them. They are very informative. As we crossed the stone sky bridge to get to Lover's Leap Overlook, we could hear the sound of the waterfall underneath us, but we'll have a better view of it in a few minutes. Now look at this view. Whoa! This takes your breath away. Now look at here who we found. It's Brenda. She's riding around admiring all these views. From here, it's said that you can see 7 different states: Tennessee, Kentucky, Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, and Alabama. Wouldn't this be a great place to get something at the cafe over here and then bring it back to sit here for lunch? Talking about lunch with a view. Now be sure to take a few minutes to stop by each one of the gift shops located here on the property. Now each one of these has something very interesting to take home with you. As I promised earlier, this is the ADA entrance Brenda and I took. Jeff, are you gonna get in there and swing with me? All right. Whoops! I didn't get a wet butt, but I just ripped my shorts. Break time, huh?
Yeah.
Whew. This is pretty. After a quick break, it was time to head on down to the lower level for more surprises. I can't go through that. That's fat man squeeze. I'm too fat and I'm claustrophobic. And that is tiny. Nope. Well, guess what? Yep. Little man twisted my arm yet again, so I had to try to squeeze my way on through fat man squeeze. Let's see how that turned out. Whew, I gotta turn sideways. I'm stuck. Help me, I'm stuck. Good God. Listen at him laughing at me like that. What's wrong with him?
There it was stuck.
Fat man squeeze.
Made it.
That was a squeeze. Golly.
Suck it in, y'all. Suck it in. Oh, God. Right up in your face.
I know what Indiana Jones felt like now. One thing I learned as a kid while traveling with my mother's travel company was to always be on my best behavior because you never know who you might run into on your travels. And this proved true yet again. We ran into a family from the next town over from where we grew up in Louisiana, so we had to stop and chat for a few minutes. Now call me crazy, but a door like this would make a cool front door for your house, right? Now we've made it to Observation Point, which provides one of Rock City's most spectacular panoramic views. You can enjoy expansive views of Chattanooga, Tennessee, and the valley below from here. This is the ideal place to take some more pictures while you stop and take in the miles of breathtaking scenery behind you. Here's something I'd heard about. As we walked on through, we came to Rainbow Hall, and the sunlight coming through these stained glass windows made it feel like we were walking through the middle of a rainbow.
Take the picture.
Now check out this view of the High Falls Waterfall. As we continued on through Rainbow Hall, we found ourselves walking under Balanced Rock. This is one of the most iconic landmarks of the entire property. This 1,000-ton rock is perfectly balanced on 3 rock pillars, allowing us to walk through it. And yes, I walked under it pretty fast. Be sure as you're walking through the property, don't forget to look up above you and down below you. You never know what you'll see. We just crossed that bridge right here a few minutes ago. At first, I didn't notice the carving of the man holding up the rock. This section is called Hall of the Mountain King. As we continued on, we noticed the special lighting on the rocks and the water features. It was so cool in here and refreshing, I wanted to stay for a little longer. Now check out this chair. Isn't this neat? The only problem I see with it is, sitting here for any amount of time with all this running water around you, it'd make me have to go to the restroom all the time. Moving on, we came to Bamboo Archway. Looks like they're getting things ready for Christmas. Hopefully, one day we can come back during the Christmas season to see all the lights. I bet that would be beautiful. Now here's something we didn't expect, an art fence. How many different creatures can you see in this fence? If you've ever been to Disney World or Disneyland, this area may remind you of a few things, and there's a very good reason for that. During the planning stages, Walt Disney himself visited Rock City Gardens. The halls and blacklight features inspired him to create several of the attractions that you can still see at the Disney properties. This just proves that if you keep your eyes and your imagination open, anything can be possible. Now, as you walk through here with us, be sure to keep a count on how many of the fairy tales you remember. I remembered quite a few, but it does look like I need a refresher course on my fairy tales. Now, when you get here, be sure to take a minute or two and read the history about Fairyland Caverns. It's very interesting to say the least. Welcome to Mother Goose Village. Do you remember many of these stories? Does this castle remind you of a castle at Disney World or Disneyland? Well, it looks like we've made it to the end of the trail and to the gift shop area. If you need a cold drink or maybe you want a taste or two of some wines, this is the place for you. Now we are all exhausted and had to move on down the road, so we rushed through the gift shops a little too fast. I meant to buy a Sea Rock City birdhouse, but I walked right by them and forgot it. This just means, we'll have to come back again. These gift shops are top notch, and you can find almost anything you can think of here. Well, it looks like little man is tired and ready to go, but I think Daddy is more tired than him. Before we go, little man has a special message he wants to share with you.
Have fun, let's travel!
Be sure to check out some of our other videos shown here. Until next time, remember, stay safe and have fun, let's travel.